is here, the daffodils are out, things are warming up, and you're looking for 10 of the best spring fragrances. Stay tuned. Most seasons here in the UK, you can wear what you want, and I do, but it's still fun to put these list videos together. So today I've chosen fragrances that for me reflect the feelings of spring. So they're bright, often green fragrances that put a smile on your face, a spring in your step, just like breathing in fresh, clean air. I've only ever smelled 2 fragrances from Banana Republic. This is one of them. I was very pleasantly surprised with Grassland. So the brand say this is very similar to Creed's Green Irish Tweed, but I think it has some differences and I actually prefer this one. I still get some of that green freshness, but there's also a fruity, juicy green apple accord in Grassland, which I really enjoy. I also get this powdery quality that I don't get from the Creed. It almost reminds me of Sauvage and Green Irish Tweed combined, so really love it. Still got the class of the Creed, but I think this is a little bit more fun, good performance too. Next one is a sweet, fruity beauty from Boss that you absolutely cannot go wrong with, Boss Bottled Intense. Apple kicks this one off again, and then there's some sexy spice going on with cinnamon, cardamom and cloves. This is a bright, spicy scent with essential woody warmth, and then there's some sweet vanilla. It's fun and youthful, comes off as quite simplistic, but I think that's one of its strengths. It doesn't overcomplicate things, it just gets the job done. The next one also has apple in it, but it wasn't planned, it's just turned out to be a bit of an apple fest.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
An out of focus shot in a fragmental video? That is not allowed. I need to reshoot this, but I don't have time to get back in town. Where could I go? So the only daffodilage I've got around here is that. And they're pretty low down. Not sure I can get in the shot. Yeah, got the daffs in shots. Okay, am we focused? Hi. I'm here to do a focused intro for the next fragrance, which is Spicebomb Nightvision EDP. Is that all really worth it? Just for that? Probably not. Let me know in the comments. Just had to come and find a bit of shade behind a tree because the sun is killing me right now. So Spicebomb Nightvision EDP. This opens with a really nice apple accord and some spices, obviously. And then there's this collection of notes which combine to create this generic mush. But it's kind of good generic mush. So it's nothing groundbreaking. I do prefer this to the EDT. I think it's thicker and heavier, also has better performance. This fragrance has one of those familiar smells that you'll feel like you've smelled in fragrances before, but for me, it's a comforting familiarity. Okay, that's definitely it for apples. As much as I enjoy Nightvision, we're definitely stepping up the class with the rest of the list. Next up is Chanel's Egoiste. This This one opens with a real crisp brightness that leads into spices and woods. It's not an overly sweet fragrance, but I'd say there's just the right amount of sweetness, and then there's a bit of creaminess from vanilla. This is a very appealing, sophisticated, gentlemanly fragrance. It may have been around for over 30 years, but so have I, and people are still buying me. I don't know what that means. From one classic to another, this is a smooth, fruity scent. It's the iconic Terre d'Hermes. After owning this fragrance years ago, I've recently just bought another bottle and I realised just how much I missed it. So for me, this fragrance is dominated by a smooth, well-rounded orange. Orange is ever any other shape, but as well as the orange, I also get a great depth to it. It might be coming from the woods, might be coming from the benzoin, whatever it is, this is an attention-grabbing fragrance that you just can't go wrong with. Some people would argue this next fragrance maybe smells a little dated, but I would say timeless. This is one of the best Vetiver scents you can buy. It's Guerlain's Vetiver. If you want something a bit more modern, a bit more youthful, I'd go with Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver, but I think this one definitely has a bit more gravitas. It's bright enough to wear at this time of year, yet it has an assured depth and complexity. It's a little bit animalic, a little bit earthy, there's some tobacco, there's some myrrh, so there's a lot going on in this, but it smells fantastic. This fragrance always makes me think it's the type of scent that Sean Connery's Bond would have worn, so if you want to channel your inner hairy-chested spy, it's a good choice. The next one is the most spring appropriate and versatile from Dior's Online. It's Dior Homme. This is just sexy stuff. It's the lipsticky iris I love most about this. It gives off this confident modern man vibe. Yep, that's me. Gets you loads of compliments, so I'm told by other YouTubers. I've never had any. If you want the iris, make sure you buy Dior Homme Original. The current Dior Homme doesn't have the iris. The next one is the second one from Hermes, and this is their brand new release, H24. H24 reminds me of warm, freshly ironed laundry, which is a really nice, comforting smell. And there are some florals in here. There's actually daffodil, and then there's a metallic accord, which gives it a modern edge and some attitude. I think Hermes have done a good job with this fragrance. It's very different to Terre d'Hermes. It's interesting, but still mass appealing enough to sell. I've been enjoying wearing this one so far. There's something that just makes me keep coming back to it, and I will continue to enjoy it through the spring. Next, we're going with a gentleman style barbershop fougere from Tom Ford. This one works all year round, but I think it just excels in the spring. Beau de Jour. Lots of lavender, a little bit herbal, based on those gentlemanly barbershop style fragrances, so it's got a clean aromatic accord and a shaving foam type of smell, very refined and classy. I find these types of fragrances quite comforting because it reminds me of the aftershaves that my dad and even my granddad used to wear, although there's a good modern appeal in this to stop it from smelling dated. Very, very classy stuff from Tom Ford. The last one is just as classy, but I think even more attention grabbing. From Dior, it's Sauvage Parfum. This one is a citrus aromatic, but it's still got lots of depth and attitude. In the springtime, dressed up sharp in a suit is the ideal situation in which to pull this one off. Speaking of pulling things off, pull off that suit, throw on a jeans and t-shirt, looking casual, and I think Sauvage Parfum works equally as well. And if pulling is your intention, then you stand a very good chance with this masterpiece from Dior. So, 12 months ago, I was sat here in the museum gardens in the city centre of York. I was sat by some daffodils just a few feet away over there. I had no idea what was about to happen. I had no idea how the next 12 months were going to play out. I didn't know we'd go into lockdown. I didn't know we'd live through such crazy times, but I've lived through it, you've lived through it, we all have, and hopefully we're coming out the other side. Sitting here right now, I feel quite hopeful that later this year we can go back to what we considered to be normality. But rather than going back to our old lives, because I don't think that can happen, I think too much has changed, I think we've all changed. So I'd rather think of it as starting a new way of life. And I think the whole new life thing ties in well with this time of year, with spring, with these beautiful surroundings, these gardens here, these flowers popping up, new life beginning. So I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, this year is a good one. Let me know what you thought of my spring fragrance choices. I'd love to hear what yours are. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM, keep smelling good, and I'll see you in the next one.